That was Spiritfarer, and I'm back. This is the Etch Play Weekly Live Show, Episode 1, and I'm joined now by Ben Joy. Hello, Ben.
Hello, how you doing?
Welcome to the show. I'm good. So I'm gonna watch some Fall Guys while I'm chatting to you. Not that I'm bored by what you're saying, but we're going to be talking a bit about Fall Guys, the smash indie hit of the summer. Is it indie? I guess it's Devolver. They're kind of indie.
Yeah, it's indie.
Indie enough. And we're going to be talking about the Business Briefing X Gaming, which is an article coming your way tomorrow. If you've not read a Business Briefing before, basically it's something that our parent company, Etch, do, and they put together some insights about how to cope with the world as it currently is. And we're taking over this week. We've done before, we're taking over again. This time we're talking all about the power of Twitch, and I brought Ben on because he wrote the article, which you can read tomorrow. But we're going to do a little sneak preview.
Sneak peek?
Yeah, that was a mix of preview and peek, and I totally messed it up. I didn't get either word correct. So what I want to do is ask you some questions, and yeah, if you like the sound of any of this, check out the article tomorrow because you'll be able to read it in more detail. So I've read the article. I'm privileged. I've had a sneak peek, and one of the games you mention is Fall Guys, which we're looking at here. It's a great fun game for up to 60 players to engage in obstacle course mayhem. It's done really well, particularly on Twitch, which is one of the reasons that you mentioned it in the article. So why do you think Fall Guys' Twitch strategy has been so successful?
It's clear they put a lot of thought into it, and I think that's the thing with Twitch. It is massive and it has massive potential, but you need to think about it. It's not a throw it on Twitch and it's going to work. I think what they made it really, really accessible as well. It's there are things that work really well on Twitch, like Valorant did it, but they had kind of rules around it. They were more using a proper drop system where Fall Guys didn't really use an official drop system. They kind of had a sign up process, and what they did was they distributed keys to some high, well-known streamers to start playing the game, and it kind of picked up momentum from there. And they kept announcing that they were going to release more keys and where to go and sign up, and people were clamoring to watch the streamers to find out where they went and how to get the keys. So it was really, really accessible. Like Valorant, there were rules around like you had to watch a stream for like 2 hours to get a key, so you had to put a little bit more work in, and it worked really well for them. So that's not that doesn't work, but Fall Guys was really, really accessible. And I think what was important as well is they put a lot of work up front. It didn't just happen. They didn't just go, oh, let's put it on Twitch the weekend before we launch in an open beta and people will play it. It had the Devolver factor. It's picked up by a really cool publisher that people take note of. I think their community management has been brilliant throughout. They've said that they haven't put a lot of money into marketing. I mean, they said they did no marketing, which I'm not sure is strictly true. I feel like they must have put a little bit into paid, and would have been the push from Devolver. But it was all culminating to like this perfect storm of once it got to Twitch and they got it in the hands of the right streamers, which is very important. But get it in the hands of the right people, and it just snowballed from there. So, does that answer the question?
Yeah. I have to ask, have you won a game of Fall Guys yet?
Yeah, I've won loads. Yeah,
I feel like you're lying to me. I can tell you're lying to me.
I am very ashamed to admit, if anyone follows the Etch Play roundups, I've mentioned Fall Guys a couple of times because I picked it up the day it came out, and I played it quite a lot when it first hit. I haven't played it for a couple of weeks, so that's going to be my excuse. But I'm ashamed to admit I still haven't made a final. I have not made it.
You haven't even made the final. Okay.
I haven't made a final. I'm not very good at it.
If we talk for long enough, the viewers at home will get to see me making it to a final in some B-roll footage I shot over the weekend.
Flexing on me already. You invite me onto the show.
That's why you're here. I invited you here purely to shame you. No, I've never actually won. Other people in the team have won crowns, and they don't let us forget it. It's really hard to win. It's hard to win a game.
It is very hard.
There's a sort of aspirational quality to it, and also a slightly random quality, like playing a slot machine, so you just want to play one more game. Do you have a favourite Fall Guys game mode? Is there a specific level that you're loving? What's your favourite one?
I really like the whirly gig, which is possibly a boring answer, but
it's classic Fall Guys.
I feel like I've got that down. Like, I feel like I've got a good strategy. Like, it's one of the levels where I play it and I'm like, I am superior at this. Okay, get to the next level and I'm gone. Like, but if whirly gig comes up, I'm like, yeah, this is me. Like, I don't want it to come up too early. If it comes round 1, it's like, I probably could have got round 1 anyway. I want whirly gig like round 3, because then it's like, okay, now we'll push in to maybe get to that elusive final eventually. It to round 4, but I do like the whirly gig.
Can I just clarify? So, Bedgammon in the chat has been on to say, I've still not completed Slime Climb, the one level I can't beat. Ben, me too. I can't do Slime Climb. Nobody can complete Slime Climb. It's the hardest one.
No, maybe the hardest individual. I feel like football is the hardest team game that I've come across, because I can't get that far. I've only made it to like round 4. I feel like there's quite a few levels that maybe haven't cropped up for me yet, but I feel like football is very difficult as a team game.
On the Slime Climb front, don't go and watch it now because you're watching this incredible live show with me and Ben, but after this show's over, you should go and Google this. There's a video of somebody who wins the whole game in the first round, because the first round is Slime Climb, and they're the only person who finishes.
Wow.
Which is, yeah, quite an achievement.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Is that real? Does that really happen?
Yeah, I think there were some connection issues during the... so some people just dropped out as well, but it's possible, and I believe it. Slime Climb's hard. I've never finished it. It's so difficult. I know you hate the football, you hate the team games, but I really love Rock and Roll, the one where you got to push the ball through the obstacle course, because I like I like the ending when it's all downhill and everyone's like fighting over trying to keep their ball out of the goal.
No, I've played that once. I've played it once, and I was enjoying it. I do quite like the team game. Football, I'm not a fan of. I do quite like the team game, and that Rock and Roll one is like, I was playing it and it was going well. We were doing great. One team was out ahead. It's like, fine, we only need to come second. It's fine. And it hadn't clocked in my brain that we're not all just trying to get the ball down as quick as possible. We're trying to stop the other team as well. And when they came across and stopped us, I lost my mind. And I'm glad I was glad I was alone, because there was some choice language and it was not my proudest moment. I was furious.
Yeah.
And
I think that's hilarious. I think that's the best bit about it. The best bit about it is when you think you're about to win, and then it turns out the whole yellow team have just abandoned their ball and come to screw you over.
Yeah. Like, ever since then, I'm like, right, I want another crack at it, because now I know what I'm doing. And I just can't. I haven't done it. Like, I haven't actually played it for a few weeks. I went back to Leeds for a little while, and I took my controller and my laptop. I was like, I'll play a few games, and then when you're visiting family, you think, maybe I don't want them to see me in this light.
You can't bear to have your family watch you lose.
No, they're well used to that. Like, don't worry about that. They're used to that. It was the words that would have been coming out of my mouth, and then looking at why the words were coming out of my mouth. These jelly beans running around my screen. I feel like that wouldn't have been the best work. So I need to pick it back up. I do need to dive back into it.
To go back to the article briefly, it's going to be full of interesting tips, I guess, and tricks of how to get started with Twitch as a marketing platform. For those people who are too lazy to read the article, what's the advice that you would give to anyone who works at a studio who's watching this stream now? Like, they're considering Twitch, don't know where to start. What's your advice?
My advice would be to put the work in. I think it's easy to look at Twitch and see the massive potential and see the success stories, because they're out there. Fall Guys is one, Valorant is one. There's plenty of success stories on Twitch. But, that's easy. We'll just do that. And it's not as easy as that, because where Twitch is massive and it has massive potential, it's also just that. Twitch is massive. So if you don't get it right up front, you potentially are just going to get lost in the abyss. And you could put a lot of time and effort and money into it and really not see the benefits because you didn't put the legwork up front. I'm not saying that to try and scare anyone off from doing it, because the potential is massive. So just as long as you're willing to put the work in up front and find the right streamers, find where your audience are, because that's where you want to be. Again, people can fall into the trap of trying to hit, their ninjas, and the Doctor Disrespect, even though he's not on Twitch anymore, but trying to hit that level of streamer, which will cost you a lot of money, and it's not necessarily going to get you the right audience. There's a lot of research that has gone into it, and like micro influencers is the place to be for most people, and that's really anyone between like 1,000 to 10,000 followers, which is still substantial. It's not obviously the millions that some streamers have, but it's a substantial number. And if you find those right micro influencers, right micro streamers that have the following that's going to hit your game, they play your kind of game, they're into your kind of scene. Although you're not hitting 1 million people, you might be hitting 5,000 people, of which the vast majority are who you want to be talking to, as opposed to scattergun into 1 million people who a lot of people might not even be interested. And what you find with the micro influencers as well is they tend to have some of them they build up a niche and they build up a following and they build up respect in that area. So if they play your game and they give it a thumbs up and they say good things about it, it's going to carry a lot more weight. Like, obviously you can get in front of a lot more people with bigger streamers, but it'll cost you more. And yeah, it's a good nod of approval, but if the people they're nodding it to aren't that interested, then it's not the best use of your spend. So I would just put the work in and find your area of Twitch and start trying to connect with the right people. And just not be afraid to put yourself out there. Like, Fall Guys didn't follow the drop thing like Valorant did. They opened it up and said, here it is, sign up for keys, retweet this and we'll drop more keys and we'll release more, so get on the list. And just make it really, really accessible. I think what did help Fall Guys as well, just going back to it's a very streamable game. It's very easy to watch. It's very easy to play. So that helps. So yeah, my main advice would be put the work in and find the right streamers. And the article goes into this as well. But you know, it is easy to fall into the trap of going, oh, I'm going to use Twitch as part of my marketing strategy. Let's find the influence. Let's find the streamers. And you don't have to do that. You can use Twitch in the more traditional digital marketing sense. You can buy takeovers of the homepage. You can run like leaderboard ads, like the banner ads you see on websites. You can run those on Twitch, and you can run pre-roll ads. So before people join the stream, if they are in the tiers where you see ads, your ads will play. Streamers will often put ads in the middle of their streams to help boost their income. So you can run those kinds of ads. You don't have to go onto Twitch and be like, I need to find all the streamers to stream my game. You can be a lot more traditional with your marketing, so don't discount that, because Twitch is a massive home for the gaming audience, so you can find and hit your audience without having someone pick up the game and play it, so to not disregard that.
And you can check out the article tomorrow. It's the Business Briefing X Gaming. It'll be on etchuk.com. You can read all about Twitch in more detail, more of Ben's great tips, more of his insight into how Twitch runs. And yeah, thanks for joining me, Ben.
No worries, thank you for having me.
That brings us to the end of the first Etch Play weekly live show. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing with your time. Giving it to us was a good choice. And hopefully we'll see you again. The powers that be will decide whether this was a good pilot episode or not. If we get picked up for a full season, I hope so, and if so, I will see you in a future show. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.